Any discipline which deals with people would definitely recognize the importance of the knowledge of psychology. Similarly, psychologists also acknowledge the importance of other disciplines in understanding human behavior. And this trend has led to the emergence of interdisciplinary approach in the field of psychology. Researchers and scholars in science, social science, and humanities have felt the importance of psychology as a discipline. For example, in studying brain and behavior, psychology shares its knowledge with neurology, physiology, biology, medicine, and computer science. And in studying human behavior in a socio-cultural context, psychology shares its knowledge with anthropology, sociology, social work, political science, and economics. In the same way, in studying mental activities involved in creation of literary texts, music and drama, psychology shares its knowledge with literature, art and music. So it means that psychology is not only related to science subject, it is related to so many subjects. All right. So we will discuss some of the major disciplines that are linked to the field of psychology. So, the first discipline about which we will talk about is philosophy. And the relationship between philosophy and psychology is well known, as psychology was born of philosophy and psychological theories are influenced by the views of the philosophers. Actually, there were some of the topics that were the concerns of philosophers until the end of the 19th century, but now they are part of contemporary psychology. For example, what is the nature of the mind, or how do humans come to know their motivations and emotions? These are some of the topics that were the concerns of philosophers until the end of the 19th century. But now they are the part of contemporary psychology. Means psychologists, they study these topics in the field of psychology as well. Actually, Wundt and other psychologists adopted an experimental approach to answer these questions. Despite the emergence of psychology as a science, it greatly draws from philosophy, particularly with respect to methods of knowing and various domains of human nature. Now, the next discipline about which we will talk about is medicine. And doctors have realized that the maxim healthy body requires a healthy mind is actually true. A large number of hospitals are now employing psychologists. While treating patients suffering from cancer, AIDS, and the physically challenged, or handling patients in the intensive care unit and patients during post operative care, doctors have also felt the need for psychological counseling. Now, the next three disciplines about which we will talk together are economics, political science, and sociology. As sister social science disciplines, these three have drawn considerably from psychology and have enriched it as well. Psychology has contributed a great deal to the study of micro level economic behavior, particularly in understanding consumer behavior, saving behavior, and in decision making. American economists have used data on consumer sentiments to predict economic growth. Three scholars who have worked on such problems have received the Nobel Prize in Economics, namely H. Simon, D. Kahneman, and T. Schelling. So, like economics, political science too draws considerably from psychology, particularly in understanding issues related to exercise of power and authority, nature of political conflicts and their resolutions, and voting behavior also. In the same way, sociology and psychology come together to explain and understand the behavior of individuals within different socio-cultural contexts. Issues related to socialization, group and collective behavior, and intergroup conflicts gain from both these disciplines. Now, the next discipline is computer science. From the very beginning, the effort of computer science has been in mimicking the human mind, and one can see it in the terms of how a computer is structured, its memory organized, sequential, and simultaneous processing of information. Actually, computer scientists and engineers are seeking to make computers not only more and more intelligent but also machines which can sense and feel. Developments in both these disciplines have brought about significant advancements in the field of cognitive sciences. So now the next discipline is law and criminology. Psychology is very closely associated with law and criminology. Psychological findings are used in the courtroom to provide information to legal personnel in the legal language to make it easily comprehensible to them. A skilled lawyer and a criminologist requires knowledge of psychology in answering questions such as how well a witness remembers an accident, a street fight, or a murder, how well can he or she report such facts when taking the witness stand in the court, etc. Now, the next discipline is mass communication. The print and the electronic media have entered in our lives in a very big way. They have a major influence on our thinking, attitudes, and our emotions. The impact of the media on the formation of attitudes of children and their behavior is an area where both these disciplines, that is, mass communication and psychology, come together. Actually, psychology also helps in developing various schemes or strategies for better and effective communication. For example, a journalist in reporting news must know the reader's interests in the story to make his story more interesting. Now, the next discipline is music and fine arts. Music and psychology have converged in many areas. Scientists have made use of music in raising work performance. Music and emotions is another area in which a number of studies have been carried out. Musicians in India have recently started experimenting with what they call music therapy. And in this, they use different ragas for curing certain physical ailments. The efficacy of music therapy still remains to be proven. Now, the next discipline is architecture and engineering. Actually, at first glance, the relationship between psychology and architecture and engineering would appear improbable, but such is actually not the case. An architect must satisfy his or her clients by providing mental and physical space through his or her designs. Engineers must also take into account human habits in their plans for safety. For example, on streets and highways, psychological knowledge helps in a big way in designing of all mechanical devices and displays. So, these were some of the disciplines which are related to psychology, and in turn, psychology is related with these disciplines. So, to sum up, psychology is located at the intersection of many fields of knowledge pertaining to human functioning. Now, the next topic is psychologists at work. Psychologists today work in a variety of settings where they can apply psychological principles for teaching and training people to cope effectively with the problems of their lives. Often referred to as human service areas, they include clinical, counseling, community, school, and organizational psychology. So, we'll discuss them one by one. So, the first one is clinical psychologists. They specialize in helping clients with behavioral problems by providing therapy for various mental disorders and in cases of anxiety or fear or with stresses at home or at work. They work either as private practitioners or at hospitals, mental institutions, or with social agencies. They may be involved in conducting interviews and administering psychological tests to diagnose the client's problems and use psychological methods for their treatment and rehabilitation. Next is counseling psychologists. They work with persons who suffer from motivational and emotional problems. The problems of their clients are less serious than those of clinical psychologists. A counseling psychologist may be involved in vocational rehabilitation programs or helping persons in making professional choices or in adjusting to new and difficult situations of life. Counseling psychologists work for public agencies such as mental health centers, hospitals, schools, colleges, and universities. Next is community psychologists, and they generally focus on problems related to community mental health. They work for mental health agencies, private organizations, and state governments. They help the community and its institutions in addressing physical and mental health problems. Many community psychologists also work with special populations such as elderly or the physically or mentally challenged. Next is school psychologists who work in educational systems and their roles vary according to the levels of their training. For example, some school psychologists only administer tests, whereas others also interpret test results to help students with their problems. They also help in formulation of school policies. They facilitate communication between parents, teachers, and administrators, and also provide teachers and parents with information about the academic progress of a student. Next is organizational psychologists. They render valuable help in dealing with problems that the executives and employees of an organization tend to face in their respective roles. They provide organizations with consultancy services and organize skill training programs in order to enhance their efficiency and effectiveness. Some organizational psychologists specialize in human resource development, that is HRD, while others in organizational development and change management programs. So, these were some of the areas where psychologists work. Actually, psychology is not only a subject that satisfies some of the curiosities of our mind about human nature, but it is also a subject that can offer solutions to a variety of problems. Actually, the potential of psychology in solving the problems of life is being realized more and more. Media has played a vital role in this respect. You may have seen on television counselors and therapists suggesting solutions to a variety of problems related to children, adolescents, adults, and the elderly people. Many psychologists now play an active role in designing and executing intervention programs in order to provide people with better quality of life. Hence, it is no surprise that we find psychologists working in different settings such as schools, hospitals, industries, prisons, business organizations, military establishments, and in private practice as consultants, helping people solve problems in their respective settings. Besides helping us in rendering social service to others, the knowledge of psychology is also personally important to us in our day to day life. We need to have a positive and balanced understanding of ourselves. You may use psychological principles in a positive manner to develop good habits of study for improving your learning and memory and for solving your personal and interpersonal problems by using appropriate decision making strategies. You will also find it of use to reduce the stress of examination. Thus, the knowledge of psychology is quite useful in our day to day life and is rewarding from personal as well as social point of view. So, this is all for today, and I hope you have understood everything. And with this, our chapter number 1 is over, and in next video, we will start with chapter number 2. Till then, take care, stay home, stay safe. Thank you.